Genuine. Detect. To detect something, mean to notice or find something. The boy ran to the kitchen when he detected the smell of cookie. Duty. A duty is something that a person had to do. It is parent duty to take care of the children. Elementary. When something is elementary is the first school most simple thing. The elementary school before high school. Failure. A failure happens when you do not do something right. And because I burn the food. Gradual. Not something is gradual, it happens slowly. Children learn to read at gradual pace. They do not learn right away. Immigrant. An immigrant is a person who moved to a different country. My parents were immigrants. They came from Poland. Insert. To insert something means to put it in something else. The mailman inserted the letter into the mailbox. Instant. An instant is a very short amount of time. A microwave oven cook food and instant. Poverty. Poverty is a state of being poor. Poverty is a problem in many countries around the world. Pretend. Pretend means to make believe something is real. Like when they was a king. Rank. A person rank is a place in other people. The man got to the rank of captain in the navy. Recognition. Recognition is the getting praise on other people. The hero got recognition for his bravery. Refrigerator. To refrigerate means to make it cold. Grocery store will prepare food to make it last month. Rent. Rent is the money people pay to someone to live in a certain place. To live in this home, I have to pay a rent to the store of each month. Retire. To retire is to leave a job. You will give it up because of the process. It's about to retire from work. Statistic. A statistic is the number of tells the fact about something. The statistics show that we did just as well this year last year. Albert Einstein. My name is Albert Einstein. Many people know about the great thing that I accomplished, but I had many failures before I became thing. I was born in Germany. When I was in elementary school, I already knew about math and statistics. When I was a boy, I pretended to be a great scientist. I loved school, but my life was almost hard. I felt lost in store, so my family was in poverty. We could not pay the rent in Germany. We became immigrant and went to live. When in high school, I went to come Switzerland. At the college, I began writing about science. I did not research that and intended sound at first. I decided to approve my work. They shut out the familiar. Writing to recommend my website was a gradual process. Soon, people started to notice I could write. At last, I began to get some recognition. I showed how to find appropriate sign, a very big thing like star. I also detected and explained the movement of very small things, like atom. And for fun, I made a machine that could refresh food by instant it. I never retired. It was my duty to keep working. I overcame many hard times, and I will be remembered for my important work. As something further as value to them first. Well, I want to stick about we see someone look like an overnight success. Not that a 20-year overnight success. But self-made billionaire didn't a her term. But I told you start with this 80% of profiting of psychology and 20% of mechanic. How much you but you did mechanical but what you teach you. Rest night work. But mostly a purely psychology you see that Rachel and say I. See, I was admired to get the thing all the time. Your must go real well on the game. Was a success for 7 years the course for sale. Without that, the moment happened, you can still learn about the skill of knowing what happened across someone have gone the short time. To make sure you put the benefit in their term, how to read the body language. All that came from 7 years also to pursue this required to turn up for sale 7 years. I wasn't repeat and help you. I completely right. I went to go and sell music people. The popular up to say but review the copier, the big supply of people can drop by. You get a free gift. I will talk I went to pro every 2 hours for this station why you should sign up with you this world. Because there's so many tastes of fun. I learned how to talk to you. But from the rich people, I can poor people, so I were poor. I don't have to disappoint myself to the morning. All of that background. They has possible for do this. They had both that background. You need skill. You need skill, bro. When building what else has about that. The dad teach you every day what you feel that so critical. Fit the five value that is a reason to be born. Well, just to take product if you failure. You got how to deal with it. Because the critical failures that worry. You learn and benefit that would die for bread every single day. You got barely to go try anything the way anymore. And because the break that could be done so each time, and you can say I feel, do it, do it, do it, and suddenly you feel good. Don't wait to feel good before you do it, never begin. What's LGS? Or some urgency get back, right? They have definitely a name was shocked. They gonna forget that was at the merchant she made it right. The time you five got a million due. I mean a vehicle my locker per general vehicle the own business beginning a secret hand. You first said. How many of you don't get a few vehicle? You just owe your career. Your proof that you a career coming. Okay, so haven't you find that you? She asked. For us and you teaching you him don't say, ask and you saw what? You see, but we did formula. But then the good book. But I've learned be at your room, the guest asked, I give you $1 million sent to us. Specifically, they give him more money the dollar to ask to him. Now ask briefly to cut it down to ask for something. Ask for possibility to answer secondly. How to get something first, add value to the fruit. Some of you are in the Dalton of Dalton value. Well, I want to think about what you see someone looks like overnight success. Not a 20-year overnight success. But self-made billionaire did it on her term. But I told you start with 80% of well-being of psychology, 20% mechanics. How much you will do this mechanic was treat you? Very smart. But most of what really psychology. You see that razor and say I. See, I look at my notes again. I take a lot at a time around somebody know well once again. What makes us successful? 7 years of door-to-door sales. Without none of happen because they learn to develop skill, knowing what they have to do after someone has in a short time to make sure you put a benefit in that term and to read their body language. All that 7 years also the persistence that required in draw the sales 7 years. I was on 3.5 years. I completely relate. I used to go and sell music to people. They call people up and say, "Hi, great music, come near." I just got collide to government corrupt by and you give a free gift and talk about 2 hours between taste and American sign up for this music work. Because there's some man that I lie don't because this man go and treat people and employ. I want to know how to discipline the all the background. I do this now background, but in this skill and the skill understanding what else how about her dad. Her dad teaching every day what is the field that and separating it, teaching her redefine failure. What are the biggest reason people fail yesterday during your course when the people project you feel failure and how to deal with it. That's the critical that failure worthy. What you learn is not a failure, as the dad taught about every single day to stay willing to just try anything. They weren't afraid in the work. I become like afraid, but sit down so many times that how do you feel? Do it. Do it and so that you feel good. Don't wait to feel good before you never begin. What else did stand up certainty to get back? Right, that make a remember and you can one shock. People forget that a native grind. I find that every hobby financial or a business or beginning rate percentage one here the percentage. How many people don't get the vehicle meaning you just order the proper creator of our own company eyes? Okay, so how to define that vehicle? She asked. So I am teacher Jim John I say, ask what you sell what. We see a pretty good formula. It's a big good book. That's what I learned beyond just the guest ask. You give me $1 billion, you got to ask. Specifically, they give me more money as the dollar you ask here. So ask basically ask out to ask for something. Obviously, if you answer strictly have to give something first, you can ask that value to them first. Some of you are in the dogger as now and know to going through the know you need hope. And I want you to know that beautiful thing that come from your broken pieces when you keep the broken pieces in you and nobody going to hit the hard life, but it's about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you take get hit and to keep more and broken had to take. Keep more forgot and got that done. And the last night, every day I post at the rate. The last year was no cue on the knowledge you acquire. What kind of investment had you made in you that I find that you began to look at where you are going to make it today? I think the trend is so fragile, a little one in the standstill. I think you got to make some conscious effort to begin to grow the value to you. You make it growing to you. What is your gift? It's thing that you do that you bad or you little man. That's the gift, bright running away from the gift.